She reckons they're my glasses. They can't be my.
Hey guys, how we going?
Afternoon, good morning, and hello.
How are we all?
How are we going? Woo! Hey, what? Bloody 47 degrees here today. So we've got a bit of a suntan. We walked from the car. No, we walked from the house to the car, and we're already brown. How crazy is that?
All right, so here we go. We got Tristan, Lakia, Subliminal Vibes. How we all going? Alistair, Iceman Mobile, T&J Produce, and...
You guys all got cool names. That wicked ass, isn't it?
Hey, Tristan. So how we all been? How has everybody been? I think there's only been 3 weeks because I'm away in February, so most of February.
Somebody's having a holiday because his wife said, we better have some quality time, which is a fair cop and all.
I mean, quite busy, but that's all right. I'm looking forward to having some downtime because I need a bit of a recharge.
Yes.
Going to New Zealand, so that'd be awesome.
Yes. Going to go and see the hobbits.
Yes. Might even check out the Cyricel guys, but we'll see how we go.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
All right, where are we?
I don't know. These are the wrong glasses, so I can't see shit, so you're going to have to read.
Tristan's got to head off to class, so...
Good on
awesome.
you, Tristan.
Thanks for the brief chat. Good to see you, dude.
Hope your studies go good.
Cool. Shovel Rick says it's hot. Yeah, bloody oath it is.
Ridiculously hot.
Alistair says he's got to bugger off of his CFS page. He goes off. Good on you, man. Thank you for doing the CFS.
Yes, well done. Hopefully it doesn't go off. Because how does that go in the dark? That'd be a bit complicated, wouldn't it? Fighting fires in the dark.
Fires glow. Hey, fire makes light. But anyway,
that's
and they have
probably a
lights
good point.
on.
Maybe you could see them in the dark. Maybe you could see the flames better. Well, I don't know.
Sorry about that, Tristan, about the wrong time. All right, so where are we? Leroy says, G'day. Nicholas says, G'day. Tristan says it's religion. Okay, so good thanks. Subliminal Vibes says he's good. Oh, they're good thanks. My hive split in spring. It's not been the most productive. That's a bummer.
Yeah, I know that can be. Well, that's what happens when we've done a few of them too. And if the nectar flow is a bit crap, then the lasses they don't produce because when you split them, they need to multiply up. So if your nectar flows down, they use all the nectar to breed new bees.
Cool. Hayden says it's going to be 46 tomorrow in Shepparton.
Yay!
Damn.
Yay! It was Well, you're getting what we had today, and now we've got cloud cover, so it's going to be like 37 at night. How stupid is that?
John says hi.
Hi, John.
Harry wants to know tell your best joke.
My best joke.
But it has to,
Can it be naughty?
No, don't get us in trouble.
My best joke. Shit, hang on.
Your face?
Oh, fuck off. Hang on, I'm not allowed to swear, am I?
You
my face. You
swear on this show all the time. You can swear on the live stream.
Not bloody nice. Bloody kids. Tell you what. Oh, shit. I had a good joke. And then he's just throwing me.
Oh, you'll come back to it. Fazard wants to know how's it going. It's bloody hot.
Bloody ridiculously hot. Next level hot. Which I don't know if there's next level hot, but it's just... We were going to... Except the cloud come over today, we were going to have a crack at frying an egg on the bee lid.
We'll try that tomorrow. Alistair says it's complicated driving in the dark because the CFS shithouse for seeing where you're going.
Yes, thank you. I thought it would be a bit complicated fighting the fires until you got to the fire.
I thought you meant when you were fighting the fire. I reckon, driving to the fire.
Yeah, well, getting there and navigating in the dark. It'd be in the bloody forests and crazy shit. There's not like street lights and crap. All over the shop. Yeah,
Alistair says it's a hard year for South Australia. Commercial honey returns is down by 70%. Yeah, there's not much going on.
I was talking to a guy today, and he's actually having struggled just keeping the girls alive. Never mind getting the honey flow. That's pretty grim.
Yeah.
At least we've got a bit of nectar to sort of make them breed up. But yeah, well, the honey flow is pretty blooming ordinary, but still.
Harry, down the farm said he got a good honey flow down in Hawkesbury. How do you say that?
Well, I can't see because I'm
glasses are on.
I'm not allowed to go and get my glasses, apparently.
Yeah.
You told me I wasn't allowed to. Get back here.
Do you know where they are?
No.
Well, Shouldn't have lost them.
I didn't lose them. I misplaced them. That's a whole difference. Losing means I won't find them again. Misplacing means I'll find them in the morning.
Sure.
See, that's the difference between being young and being old. It's all just a play on words.
Well, we're both not been in the greatest of moods today. And we got been productive. We shot 5 episodes today, so we can't be too annoyed.
We done good.
Samuel wants to know how many hives you have.
At the minute, I think we're about 87 because we've lost a couple of this crazy weather we've got going on.
And yeah, we had a.
Well, it might be a bit more than that. Depends on. Well, hang on. If you count the fridges, we're about 93.
Yeah.
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 So it's Anyway, things are. We had a bit of fun with the diseases and bloody no food and oh my god. Anyway,
The disease thing, like I hinted out on the comments, but for last week's episode when we did the hive inspections, there something came up, and so we on Thursday, if you check it out, covering some pretty
messed up shit.
Yeah, but it's
the joys of beekeeping shit.
But it's something that has to happen, and you got to follow rules, you got to follow the law, and you got to do what's got to be done. So
yes,
so content
for the betterment of the whole
Thursday.
Industry.
Adam wants to know. He wants best joke ?
Still best joke. Yes. Oh God. Okay.
Alistair said, "Mark, your clear as shit is not a swear word. It's a shipping term for ship, high, and transit."
Thank you very much. I totally agree. That's from last time, isn't it?
Nicholas wants to know: do you use it to use a queen excluder or not?
Well, now there's a good question. We were mucking around down with the very limited flow. We were playing around down there today. Well, not today. Last
Monday.
Last week.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because the hives that on a slower flow, the hives that had the queen excluder are actually producing more honey than the ones that didn't have one because the girls without a queen excluder had made more brood, so there was more mouths to feed. So if the honey flow's awesome, they make more honey. If the honey flow's a bit crap and there's too many mouths to feed, then they make less honey. So good question. It just depends on what's going on. But the weird ass thing is they will work out not breeding too far above the queen excluder if you've got like a double brood box. I've done a double brood box and then had the queen excluder onto the honey chambers above that. But yeah, I don't know. I'm still the jury's out this year whether having more bees is productive or not.
Yeah, because
that's a very long-winded answer, isn't it? But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Last year, no queen excluders and more bees, and they rocked ass. But this year, with things a bit slim, not so good. So yeah, maybe it's a bit like agriculture in general. Make rules up as you go.
Leica would like to know how hot can a hive get before the bees are affected?
Oh, it's a bit like us. They like sort of the temperature the same as us, so around about 36 to 38. You get too much above 40 and you get in trouble. What actually happens, because they can't keep their stores cool, and then, of course, the honey leaks, and then that drowns them all in their own sweet nectars, so that's a bit crazy. And that's why sometimes when it's a really crazy day, you see the girls hanging out in front of the box because they're trying not to be in there and make it any hotter than it already is. And if you do a hive manipulation sometimes and you mess a bit of honey up, they'll stick out the front until things get cleaned up as well. So similar sort of thing.
Cool.
Was that too long-winded answer?
No. T&J Produce says the nectar flow's dropped off in Brisbane. Yeah, it's dropped off everywhere pretty much in Australia. I mean, lack of rain and lots of heat doesn't help. No. Craig says, hi. Iceman Mobile, we haven't seen the freezer hives for a while. Is it still going?
Yes. Actually, they're playing around today. They're the one that... Hang on, the first one? The shed one. Yeah. The first one, that's going along nicely. The one on the hill is having a bit of a struggle, but they've just sort of got onto a bit of a nectar flow now enough to actually breed up again. So they've started laying a bit more larvae again. So, no, they're going all right. I don't know whether it's the most productive thing, but it's bloody good fun.
But yeah, that video will be out in a couple of weeks. Update or sometime in February. So, Samuel wants to know: are we thinking about starting another YouTube channel? I personally have a cooking channel called Free to Cook. if you want to check out that. And my sister and I are working on something together. Tiffany's a hairdresser, so yeah, we'll keep you guys posted over the next 6 months. But I'm not sure how many people from beekeeping to hairdressing, but you never know. Tiffany's got
not everybody that watches our show is actually beekeepers.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, Tiffany's got a dry sense of humor like Dad, so it's pretty funny.
Yeah.
So
the other thing with the free to cookie thing, we were thinking about maybe we could go and I don't know, find out a bit of Riverland produce and show you how to make that into food.
Yeah, or just like where your food comes from as much as anything, rather than like a lot of those. One of the ideas we had was a lot of those shows that are where your food kind of comes from, kind of shows, cooking shows, normally focus more on how to cook it rather than where it really comes from. So because we've got access to producers, I mean, we're doing that almond stuff, the almond episodes on this show. We thought maybe that's something we could explore.
You might be interested. I mean, we could go and visit some dairy farmers or strawberry growers, or I don't know. We were looking at some I've got a cool apricot grower next door to me, which looks bloody hectic, but I don't know. We thought maybe that would be cool, and cook some stuff with it, of course. But
it's a matter of me finding the time because I'm still working full time, so I'm gonna. Yeah, but we're slowly getting there. Thanks to you guys who support us on Patreon.
Yes,
makes a huge difference. You've been able to that support takes a lot more pressure off me to be able to spend more time to making the show. So yeah, and if you head over to our Patreon page and just give $1, it makes just $1 makes a huge difference. So
exactly right. Well, what do we got? 20,000 followers now.
Yeah, a bit over 20,000 subscribers.
So if everybody gave $1 a month, well, hell,
yeah,
bloke might be able to buy some fuel. This bloke here. No, it's not that bad. No, it's all about making the show happen and just well, shit. As everybody knows, stuff costs money and time and all the rest of it. And he's working full time as he says, and
so is he.
Yeah, so am I. And it's just all about shifts and how to fit it all together.
So yeah, I mean, if everybody if all our subscribers gave $1, 50 cents would be life changing for both of us. So yeah. So,
no pressure, by the way. But anyway, just a comment.
Yeah, it would be life changing, and you get more of this, and you get more consistency, and it just make a big difference. So
definitely.
Cool. All right, back to your question. Sorry, we got distracted.
Yeah, we're off track with the cooking.
Leroy says the honey flow is great on the northern beaches of Sydney right now. Okay, cool,
awesome.
Did you guys get a good rain, or just happen to be in that kind of sweet spot near Byron Bay? Up near that way where it's a lot more tropical, so you kind of get a little bit of extra rain.
More than likely.
Maybe, yeah. Craig wants to know where do you buy your queens from?
At the minute, I had been getting them from the Australian Queen Bee Breeders. They're pretty cool. Or the Bunyip Bee Man, but the Bunyip Bee Man's having a few issues, so he's not kind of going on at the minute, I don't think. But hopefully it figures itself out. So... yeah, those have been the two places at the minute.
Yeah. Thoughts are with William, so hang in there, buddy.
Yeah, hope it doesn't end up completely crap, but who knows?
Brianka, evening, gents. Our production with our three hives has been slow in Perth due to the nectar flow, but not being the best. Here's to it picking up from now on. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Keep up the great videos and your inspiration. Thank you.
Cool. Thank you very much. You've got some lovely wildflowers over there in WA, though. Tell you what, you're lucky.
Yeah.
It's a lovely part of the world for bees.
Harry says, how much do you like beer?
How much do I like beer? Well, actually, I like it. I like it heaps, but the only trouble is it makes my belly swell. So I'm sort of ended up drinking a bit of wine and other stuff. But yeah, I know I love a beer, especially on a hot day like today. It's been quite nice.
I personally don't drink anymore, so
he's a sensible man. So I'm actually going to get his liver later on. Like a friend of mine packs in. Apparently he's compatible, so I'm using up his healthy liver already for him. He doesn't know that yet, but he's going to give me half of his. Just a slice. Apparently it grows.
Oh well, we'll have to negotiate a cost.
See, isn't that loving? Isn't that loving? He's his dad. Nah, we were having that conversation today. Anyway, sorry. You were talking about that poor bloke that was 70 and it was all right.
Oh, no, don't. I'm a news, work I'm doing is as a news cameraman, and it desensitizes you a little bit, and I'm really looking forward to moving away from it because doing what Dad and I are doing and making these kind of things is exactly what I really want to end up doing, but I've got to pay the bills. So.
Much less harsh on humanity.
Where are we? Sorry, guys. Down the farm, I had a big problem with wax moths. Do you have that
bloody wax moths? They are bastards. As soon as the girls get a bit weak, well, the main drama is when you're checking out, you just go in the brood box, and if they haven't got enough brood to fill up their whole big box, like if you've got them in a 10-frame box and they're a bit small, the wax moth will get on the edge of where they used to be and breed up. And because the lasses, if they're strong, they can control them. But as soon as they get a little bit weak, they're a bastard. So it's all about size of how much room they have to fill up. But that's easier said than done too.
Just a pain in the butt.
They're a mongrel. And you got bloody big wax moth and little wax moth just to annoy the crap out of you.
Where are we? John says, I'm a new beekeeper, found a swarm in my backyard. I've had a ball watching your videos and learning from you.
Yeah. Good on you. Did you get the swarm in the box? That's good fun.
Just John again. Just wondering, you probably contract your hives when the pollination time is on. Yeah. What about the other times? Do you look sorry, I've just lost it. What about the other times? Do you look for flowering gums or just put them in the bush?
Well, hopefully in the bush there is some flowering gums. That's the plan. Yes, no, we look for the flowers and different stuff. What do we got? We had some canola. We put them on some lucerne. So, yeah, it really depends on what's going on. This year's been a bit grim. They're on the box gum at the minute, and there's some down in the hills that are just finished on the blackberries, but they're sort of stopped flowering. The other gums that were meant to flower, the red gums that were meant to flower, didn't really happen. So, yeah, that's where it gets complicated, moving them around. But if you only got 1 or 2 hives, I don't know, if you're in the suburbia, you'll have plenty of nectar flow anyway.
Justin says, hi, where do you buy your honeycomb frames from? And from the northwest Tasmania, my hives are going strong. Do you mean the circles? Ciricel,
yeah,
from New Zealand. If you look them up, just go Google.
Yeah. Don't forget to give us a shout out.
Yeah, if you let them know that you sent us.
Let them know that the Bush Bee Man sent you along. They're bloody awesome too, by the way. They're a really cool setup.
Did you remember to order them today?
Yes, I did.
Order some more. Cool. We ordered some more honeycomb frames finally.
Yes.
After being badgered by me and Mum. So.
Everybody's on my case. There's only so much an old man can do. Even though it wasn't that.
Are you admitting to being old?
Yeah. I was just throwing it out there for sympathy, but it's not going to happen.
Jonathan says, hey, so my Mrs. Tara, hi Tara, doesn't think it's appropriate to have a beehive on the balcony of an apartment. Can you convince her otherwise?
Hang on. Before I answer that question, how far up the apartment building are we? How many floors high? Like, that will make a difference to my answer to that question.
All right, we'll come back to that when Jonathan lets us know. G'day again from Paul. Going to be 42 or so here in Canberra. Canberra's getting to 42? Bloody hell, it's hot in Canberra.
Oh my God, you blokes will die.
Anything special I should do to my hives of that sort of heat? Just have lots of water.
Yeah, just make sure they've got plenty of water and try not to have them in the afternoon sun because you guys wouldn't have 42 that often. Hopefully you got them, but you can't. Obviously, you can't. Yeah, you can't move them too far. You can move them a few, like half a metre or a metre or so, but don't move them too far. Otherwise, you'll make more trouble. But you can try and cover them up, like a little bit of shade. If they're out in the open, I've got a little bit of, got some air cell on some of ours down in the heat at the minute, but that's something different. Or some shade cloth. Anything to just give them a fighting chance because they want to keep their internal temperature at about 37, 38.
Cool. Sorry, somebody's. Wow. Okay, so somebody's paid for a question.
Oh, okay.
Cool. Shia wants to know what's your hive count currently.
The hive count at the minute, I reckon it's 87 plus some fridges and some other nukes, so that make it about 96.
96.
Yeah, roughly.
Nice. And thank you for that.
Yes, you're a champion. We love you already.
Keith, will the bees survive on their honey stores if there's a lack of pollen, and how long will they survive?
Yeah, well, they will because the honey they store up, and hopefully they've got some pollen stored as well because they're clever enough. They put the pollen in the brood frames as well. So not only do they keep honey supers, they'll keep some reserve pollen. Not that fresh pollen may way better for them, but they will keep some pollen and some nectar, and so they will survive. Yes, because they're resilient little critters.
Empty. I just split a 2 deep hive into 3 splits without introducing any queens. Am I mad?
Wow, now, my young man, my young MT, just as long as when you did the split, you made sure you had some fresh brood in each of the split. Right, obviously you've got 1 queen still. The other 2, as long as you've got some fresh brood, like make sure that there's some really young, just past, well, eggs are better. So then the girls will raise their own new queen. So what do you want to go in about 10 days? You want to go into the other splits and make sure they've got some queen cells happening. And then if you've got some queen cells rocking on, you're all good. And then in about 4 weeks from then, so that's 6 weeks in, make sure that you got some new stuff going on and there's a laying queen. Because what happens sometimes, the queen goes out to mate and she doesn't come back, and that sucks. But anyway, so no, you're not mad. Just as long as you've made it so as that they can raise a new queen. Cool. That's a very involved answer yet again.
That's all right. That's what they're coming in for.
Yeah.
They want these kind of involved answers. So I'm pretty sure that nobody's complaining.
Yeah.
Barity just wanted. Oh, sorry. Good luck. Have you ever run across hives that had 2 queens and living in them? In Columbus, USA, before the cold weather hit, I had 3 hives out of 9. 3 of my hives had 2 queens in them, I was surprised.
Yes. Well, no, sometimes they do have an extra queen. There's a couple of things that can go on. Sometimes the superior queen's getting a bit sad and she lets her little sister grow. Other times they were going to swarm and it went to shit and she stayed. So they've sort of come to some sort of arrangement not to kill each other. So yeah, it does happen. It's not common because it's not the best option. Or it can be, if they're a really massively big hive, there'll be 2 queens getting organised. But generally it's because they're going to swarm and bugger off and they've changed the rules or something.
Cool. Just want to tell you guys, I really like the video and the quality keeps increasing. Thank you.
No, it's talent. We've got a cool new microphone now thanks to the Robo dudes.
Road mic.
Road mic.
Yeah, I emailed them and asked, because the microphone I got from
Cheapest chips.
No.
No, where's the cheapest chips?
It was Savers, which is a store where people donate stuff. And I was in there, occasionally look around just for like people donated collectibles and stuff like that. But in the electronics section, there was a Rode microphone that was worth $350 and just had a bit of plastic.
Bit of a plastic. We were holding it together.
No. When I first got it, it was fine. It just deteriorated over the year.
You know,
and then anyway, so for $12, I got a $350 microphone. It lasted a year, and so then I was like, well, shit. Okay, we're doing okay. So I emailed Rode, and they sent us another $400 microphone for nothing, just to put the logo on there. So why not?
But how good was that? The other episode on that comment. Thank you very much, Rode, because the other week we were up here and it was blowing its ass off, and the old mic, which was cool, but the old mic we would have even been able to record crap. But that one was so awesome. It picked us up and it didn't even have had the sock on, but it didn't have anywhere near the distortion that you would expect.
So yeah, no.
And hell, we couldn't hear each other yelling at each other in the wind.
So yeah, so anyway.
Cool to you, dudes.
Why did you skip?
Yeah.
Sorry we skipped your question before, but
whoopsie.
We answered it. Now, have you had hives stolen from you, and how many in percentage of your bees are rescued / captured?
No hive stolen yet, touch wood. Rescued bees. Hell, this year. I'll just add it up.
Probably a third.
Probably about a third of them. Probably close to 25 or so, I suppose. Over the course of it. I don't know. The cutouts are probably the most exciting. I don't know how productive that is, but yeah, it's a lot of work to actually get them. Technically, they're free, but I don't know about that. It's bloody involved.
Has it stopped raining yet, boys? Yeah, so something that happens is we shoot a month in advance. So what was it? A week before Christmas.
Yeah, when you come up and
a week and a half before Christmas, when that cyclone was off near Darwin. So that was that week. And yeah, the whole
hopeless.
the
The whole week was
turned-
crap. And so now he's come this week because we needed to film before he goes away. It's bloody 47. So I was like, oh my lord! So you imagine running around in a bee suit when it's 45. It's like this lad was sweating off his nose. It was kind of cool.
But anyway, yeah. So we shoot in advance. So
yeah.
about 3 to 4 weeks in advance. So
yeah. That's so he can edit me out a bit.
It takes time to turn it around.
Exactly.
Yeah. Anyway, Pragar, I brought my last queen from the Bunyip bee man. One died and I got short brood. The other got bad laying pattern. Nice and quiet though.
Yeah. I think they it's not. Yeah, was that this season? Yeah, they had a lot of trouble this year with the. It wasn't like the queens I got the year before. They were bloody awesome, but I think they had a few issues with because where they were breeding them, they were struggling a bit. So they are good queens, but I think they were having a bit of trouble with where they were. So it was, and the ones that I got, the second lot of queens I got has had a bit of a problem because they actually got lost in the post with. Was that bloody Black Friday or whatever the hell it's called?
Oh yeah, because it was lead up to Christmas.
So instead of taking 3 days to get here, they took 5 days to get here. So the girls were a bit distressed by the time they arrived, and I think I lost, 4 or 5 of them. They didn't kind of take, which was a bit sad. They were alive when they got here, but they just were obviously a bit stressed out.
Yeah.
So anyway, shit like that happens.
Paul says. This is the guy from Canberra. He said, in the afternoon shade, so that's good.
No, good.
And he said that, okay, well, misconception on my behalf, because what do I know? Apparently it gets regularly over 40 degrees in Canberra in summer.
It's bloody
Maybe
cold
it's just
in winter too.
though. Maybe it's winter.
Winter gets cold.
Dan says it's actually 8 degrees in Pomland, so.
Poland.
No, Pomland. P-O-M land.
I'm sorry, I've got my glasses on.
Yeah.
8 degrees.
8 degrees.
Ooh. Man, is that like that? That's the high. I'm assuming 8 degrees in the daytime and what, like 2 degrees, -2 at night or something crap.
SK Rule says when you come back down to the hills, there's a little private dairy near me. You might be able to work something out for the filming.
Cool. All right. That'd be awesome. That's the sort of thing we're thinking of doing.
Just message the Facebook page, which I manage, and I'll give you Dad's email so you can have a chat to him. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Dan wants to know top half for each video when we filmed the second half of it today, so we'll have one.
Yeah, we're having the review.
Yeah.
Them angry kitchen bees going all right.
Somebody wants to know, do you think having one beehive is a waste of time, and what is the best plants in square meter to your hive? I don't think having one hive is a waste of time.
No, definitely not. It's bloody good fun. I started with one. It's just how it goes. It's a disease. It's
what kind of plants are they asking?
Oh, what sort of plants?
Yeah.
Where are you at?
I'm not sure.
Well, hell, it depends where you are, which country we're in, obviously. But yeah, hell, anything that, well, not anything that flowers. There's our native gums are really cool. Clover's really good. Goldenrod if you're in America. Borage is cool. I think it's called borage. It's another weird ass weed. Salvia is kind of good. I got this really cool purple basil, which I don't know if it's much good for eating, but shit, the bees love it, and that grows really cool. Hell, there's lots of different nectar. Just Google up nectar producing plants or bee friendly garden or something like that. That's the go, and then experiment.
Yeah. The Flinders Honeycomb. Love these shows, guys. Thank you. If you were to start over without inheriting hives, would you go with all paradise hives, plastic hives, or traditional wooden hives?
Now, there's a bloody good question, because I was all for the paradise hives, and I really love them for insulation and cleanliness and all the rest of it. But I was kind of wondering what you do when you do the disease thing. That was I ended up questioning that. But I reckon if I had plenty of money and I wasn't constrained by those problems, I think paradise hives would be the way to go. I don't know, I shouldn't be too harsh because I haven't used the plastic hives actually, but I'm just not totally convinced that they're as good insulation wise. I think the good old wood is fine as long as it's good quality and you're not as long as it's good quality wood hives and they've got nice bases and stuff. I don't think there's anything wrong with them. Some of the wood hives I got are crap because they're old and they were already stuffed before I started playing with them, so I wouldn't If I had my time over, no, I wouldn't have used second-hand shit. So there you go. If you got the money, don't worry about second-hand crap.
TJ and Produce says, my cousin Jacob says hi and loves you. Hey, Jacob.
Hey, Jacob. Good on you. Hope you like us too, TJ.
Anki, have you brought a carving knife for cutouts done recently?
Well, yes. That one. If you're wondering about that cutout with I was using my Hive tool, that was because when we're on the move, we're not necessarily always with all the shit that I take with me. But I have got this cool little. It's not actually a carving knife. It's actually a long, skinny ass knife that I got from the op shop, and that's the one I find for cutouts is really cool because it's thin and sharp, but it's not. Yeah. So anyway, the Hive tool was just the necessary evil at the exercise.
Jonathan, the guy with the apartment question.
Yes.
I'm on the 8th floor, which is it feasible? P.S. I love your show.
Well, you're dancing on the edge, but you'd probably be okay. 8th, you wouldn't want to go much higher than that because there's a certain, how many meters off the ground is 8 floors? That's pretty up there.
That's like 50 meters off the ground.
Yeah. At least you wouldn't annoy any neighbours. But
you know it will because it'll annoy the people underneath and above them.
No, yeah, not really. The biggest issue you're going to have at that height is the wind distortion when the girls are coming home.
Yeah, true.
That's the thing that I think of. Like you're going to, when they come back in, so you'd have to sit it back against your actual wall so that, so they could actually get into your veranda and calm down to get into but I think you'd lose a few. Maybe the go is, have you got a corporate body? Go to the corporate body and ask if you can put it in the
a good idea.
The back car park somewhere, and then donate it to whoever the bloody manager of the corporate body is. Give him a jar of honey, and away you go. You know, in the hell, just be the beekeeper for the apartment block. Shit, you might even get other people to want them in there, and next thing you know, you'll have 20 in the yard,
and you
could be able to charge them and sell the honey.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And you'll help the flowers around.
Yeah, and you'll help the district. I don't know. That's just a stray thought, but yeah, 8th floor might be pushing it. I reckon 4 to 5 is about where it goes. But you can Google that too. So I might be wrong. I haven't done it on it.
JB says, "Hey, love the videos. How are you going with the poly hives? Are they performing better than the wooden hives?"
Yes, for the most part, they are good, especially when it's bloody 47. They girls seem to be quite happy in there and. They seem to be able to regulate the heat better. Oh, what have we done?
I'm sorry, I'm going to skip a couple questions. I'll go back up to the last one. No, Peter's best reference, I'm glad he's brought it up. Peter says, is Josephine still going strong? The box. That Josephine that was falling apart.
Josephine. No, poor old Josephine. She had to meet her end.
Did she pass away in the next episode?
Well, the girls didn't pass away, but Josephine did.
Did that one end up in the pile yet? The other week?
No, I don't think so. I think she just got decommissioned. So yes, poor old Josephine. Yes.
You served.
Well done. Very observant. Thank you very much. I love it.
Legend, Pete. Anyway, all right. Sorry, going back to where we were. Down on the farm. Let's know how much do the honeycomb supers cost?
Honeycomb
supers from Ciricel.
They're about $100 odd plus you need the plastic containery things, and I think they're another. That's for a 10 frame. And I think they're 6 for $6.20. So $120. I think roughly $120 by the time you get the packaging bits, something like that. Depends where you buy them from, of course, and then you got to pay postage and all the rest of it.
Dan says, looking forward to the fridge video. Do you guys follow any other bee channels on YouTube, such as Vineo Farm? You actually
I just watched him today.
Yeah,
and because we sort of playing around with a flow hive at the minute, and he was giving his impressions of a flow hive that he didn't even use yet. But anyway, so yeah, I don't know. I've done that, and the Fat Bee Man. I have a look at him a bit. So he's rather interesting.
I love his intro.
Yeah. I'm the Fat Bee Man.
Actually, yeah, so guys, awesome thing that happened is Flow Hive sent us a version 1 Flow Hive to test out. So
Yeah.
thank you for everybody that messaged them and emailed them and Facebook messaged, because I think what ended up happening when I contacted the company, I didn't get an email back, but I sent their social media person on Facebook a message, and I think she'd been bombarded by enough of you guys that she then made them email me back. So yeah, cool.
Yeah. So next thing you know, we've got a Flow Hive to try out.
So in a couple of weeks, we've got a Flow Hive episode. So
yes. Yeah. So we'll be joining the Flow Hive fraternity.
Yeah. How do you help bees with rain?
How do you help them?
Yeah.
They go inside. That's what they do. They're bloody smart enough. The worst time is when you've got a warm day and they have a big, heavy sun shower and they get stuck out in the weather. Then it's a bit grim. But for the most part, when it's raining, they don't go out of their hive. That's the whole point of having them in the box, so they don't get wet.
That makes sense. SK Will says, we've already been in contact regarding hives, you know me. Okay, cool, awesome. How's the storm doing? Yeah, the storm. The storm happened a month ago. It was a cyclone off the coast of Darwin, and it really played havoc with everything. So
crazy crap.
But yeah,
most annoying.
So don't worry, Dad hasn't been sitting there for the last 30 days drinking coffee.
Possible. Who knows what was in that coffee cup?
Tristan says,
it was actually a cup of tea.
My bees are laying low because of the lovely British weather.
Yes, as they do. They got the right idea. They just go. But the thing to remember is that that's where they come from, is from over there in Europe and Britain and all the rest of it. So they've got that shit worked out. There's like a few 100,000 years worth of genetic pool, so they know what's happening. They get down here in this crazy country and they don't know what the hell happened when it's 47.
How long until they come out of wintering? I wonder. That's a good question. Tristan.
It is a good question. Well, probably in spring, I would say, whenever that is. Yeah, we're very informed, aren't we?
Alice says, I use 18-volt Ozzo vacuum for bee removals. Works a treat. Okay, cool.
Okay. Yeah, like a little hand vacuum, hooked up to your bee vac.
It's one of those smaller vacuums, though.
Yeah, but 18 volts would mean it's got the
cigarette lighter.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Or a porty vac thing.
You're welcome for stopping your name. I think I said it right or wrong. I can't. Anki? I'm not sure. Anyway, cool. How much honey does a hive produce?
Well, this year, not a hell of a lot. But, yeah, you can get, 100, 150 kilos a year. But just depends on what the hell happens with the season. It's a little bit like, so this year we had 40 hives and got 20 kilos. So that was a bit crap, but still. So you can get, I reckon, you can get upwards of over 100. Like, it just depends on the season and where they are. And right now it's crazy bad.
Where are we up to?
I have no idea. I can't see. It's all blurry.
Awesome news with the Flow Hives. Remember to buy large jars. Yes, definitely.
Yes.
I like the reflection in your window.
Oh, that's the light. Yes, thank you.
It's a light above the table. And then
maybe we should roll down the blind.
Mum's got a sign saying Bon Appetit in the background.
Oh, can they reckon they can see that?
Yeah, and the coffee sign. Anyway,
would you like us to roll the blind down?
I think that's complimenting. I don't think they're criticising.
This is only.
Okay, sorry. Dan says, you're funny. You should mention watching Vinny Farm. His most recent video had a hive with 2 queens laying together in a hive. Wow.
Cool.
Spying Dutchman wants to know, how many almond trees do you have?
I have about 55 acres. So there's 110 to the acre. So what does that make it?
I don't know. Hang on, say it again.
If there's 55 acres and there's 110 trees to the acre.
All right, somebody's got a calculator, hopefully. Then
Anybody got a calculator? I was just trying to add his young brain.
Anyway, any advice on making good YouTube videos?
Get a clever son.
Yeah, plan out what you want to do, especially if you're shooting it by yourself. Take the time to work out what the camera angle is before you do it. Coverage, something I think that most YouTube channels lack, and anybody, especially if you're shooting your own, is coverage. So go through, once you do everything, go through and do it again, but on a close up. So with Dad, I get him to shoot through sections where I let him go for it, and then I remember what bits I need, and I get him to reshoot in the Hive and pulling the frame out, that kind of stuff. But having coverage to edit your videos allows less space. So when a lot of videos, like YouTube video channels, the boring bits are when you could cut away from to a close up, then come back to the interesting bits, and so then you keep your audience more engaged. But yeah, there's a tricky balance to that. But yeah, that's my biggest recommendation: is shoot some coverage so you can cut to close-ups to cut back to the interesting stuff, rather than having a 20-minute video and having those real awkward, like long silence bits where you do stuff. So yeah, that's my advice to you guys.
Listen to him, because I have no clue how that works.
Where are we? Have you checked the Canadian beekeeper Ian Stepler? Great knowledge, great guy. Okay, cool. We'll check him out.
We will.
Mike wants to know, how is the broom doing in Loxton as... Oh, bloom, sorry. How's the bloom doing in Loxton as WA is having... Oh, sorry, I've lost it now. How's the bloom doing in Loxton as WA is having a hard time? I've nearly lost 2 hives last 6 weeks. I'm sorry to hear that, dude.
Yes, no, it's crazy crap. It's bad here too. Very grim. Although, depends where we are. Like couple of spots are actually not doing too bad, and but yeah, it's not. Anyway, it's not been a very good season at all for a blossom anywhere. Although in WA you must be slightly further away from the good spots, because there's some. What have I done wrong? You're laughing at me. I've done something bad.
Keep going.
There's some because there's some people getting some reasonably good flow over there. So, but then that's the same with us. Just depends where you are.
Dan just gave us £15. Thanks, dude.
Thank you.
Have a couple of beers on us. Cheers, fellas. Thank you.
Thanks, champion.
You're a legend. Thank you so much. So how often do you requeen? When you think necessary? How often? Sorry, Anthony wants to know, how often do you requeen? When do you think it's necessary, or yearly, regardless?
No, I'm sort of basically 2 yearly. My plan is, or unless they're unworkable. Like if they get to a point where you just think this is just ridiculous. Although the really sad part is some of the really angry girls will actually produce better than anybody else, but you still got to be able to manage them. And if they, I don't know, I figure if they actually decide to sting you more than 50 times when you open their box, they need to go and get a new queen, because it's just bonkers. So yes, so temperament, I go for that, and cleanliness and laying pattern. So if you pull them apart in the brood box and the laying pattern's crap, then you give them a new queen. But sometimes I let them roll on, because sometimes the queens they raise themselves are really cool and they seem to have a really good laying pattern and are doing a good job. So I'm not 100% with the whole science. I'm definitely not the bloke that changes them every year. And if you're chasing avocado pollination, though, you have to do it every year, but that's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah, actually, it's a conversation I was having with my wife, that technically avocados, almonds, and other nuts aren't vegan.
Oh, don't bring up that.
Anyway,
they're all the girls are volunteering to go and fly onto the flowers for all you lovely vegan folk. They're natural thing to do.
Anyway, moving on.
What are you trying to do? Destroy the avocado people?
No, I'm not trying to destroy the avocado people. Not at all.
Anyway, I don't think we're doing anything too torturous to the bees.
Justin Wood says, has anybody... nobody's asked this, so that's good. From last week's video, you tipped over a hive and lost another one, lost the lid. That was during that massive fuck up moving. I think they're both fine.
Yes. Yeah, actually, they did well. Yes. No, well, the lid blew off and those ladies were fine. They recovered. The girls that I dropped on the way back to where they were belonging, that was not real pleasant, but they didn't really, they lost a few bees, but in the grand scheme of things, they were all good. So not recommended, though. I was just really pleased when I was watching that video myself that I'd actually decided to put my bee suit on before I dropped the bloody things.
No, you don't actually recall what happened. So if you look really carefully, I'm at the car trying to figure out where the beehives go, and then all I hear is, "Oh, fuck me," and you running towards the car, and there's like a bunch of bees just following you. And I'm like, "What did you do?" And you're like, "I dropped the hive, put your suit on." So if you look very carefully in the time lapse, there's us putting their suits on really quickly, is because Dad dropped the hive and the bees started attacking Dad, and I was like, "Fuck this!" So I put my suit on.
Yeah, well, see how good my memory is.
Yeah,
see how, look at that. He makes me look so good, I forget myself how stupid I am.
Anyway, shit happens.
It does.
Where are we up to?
I have no idea.
I just set up my first Austin. Set up my first hive, top bar beehive with bees from a local cutout in Melbourne. Any tips to things to look for, to watch out for?
Yes, yeah. First up, if it's a cutout, just when I'm assuming you've put some bands on your frames or put it together somehow or other, holding it up there. Just check how they build their new brood comb, because if you've taken a cutout and you've got the old brood comb, they might build it a bit wonky donk, like because they're going to use that as their pattern, and so just be a bit careful for that, and then just see the queen. Make sure the queen came along, because sometimes with cutouts it's a bit of a bugger, and sometimes you lose the queen, because she'll, as a general rule, she'll go and hide when you start trying to play around with things. So that would So within, I don't know, probably. Well, within a month, before the month's out, go and make sure she's laying. And if she's not laying, see if they've decided to raise some new queen cells. Too much?
No, perfect. Thomas says, "Love the channel. What made you start YouTube videos?" I've been making a food channel. I've made films and stuff all along, but Dad was watching a lot of bee videos, and they weren't as engaging as Dad. They were really informative, but Dad wasn't finding them super engaging. So Dad, being a reasonably engaging individual, came to me and said, "Hey, let's do a bee show.
Let's put my mouth and his talent together and see what happens." And look where we are. We're 120 hives down the track.
We made that first episode with the stands, and then Lydia, my wife and Mum, thought it was pretty funny, and then we were all rolling around laughing. So they thought, shit, let's keep making more of it. So
and here we are.
Here we are a year and a bit later.
And here you are talking to us, so we must be doing something right.
Done all right. Where are we up to? So, 6,050 trees.
There you go. Well done. Good calculating.
Good work, T and J, producer and Alistair. Thank you.
I like it.
I'm glad somebody was.
Hey, we got more than one answer too.
Yeah.
Good job.
Simply anal. I'd assume that you're just very neat and tidy. But anyway, could you please give a big shout out to my? Could you please say a big happy birthday to my good friend Bernie Gers? He's a beekeeper and loves your videos.
Good on you, Bernie Gers.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
Hey, no, it's copyrighted. You can't sing that.
Oh, bloody
seriously, okay. Happy Birthday is the most highly copyrighted controversial song ever. That's why when you go to restaurants, most restaurants won't sing you the Happy Birthday song. They'll sing you some generic crap they have the licensing to. So.
Okay, there was a bee box in your yard, and you deserve to eat some nectar today. Happy days. Birthday.
Happy birthday.
I don't know. That was a crap effort at a Happy Birthday song that isn't copyrighted. Maybe I should write a cool song and I can copyright it.
SK Rural, he's given us $10 Australian. You already got some beer money, so here's some petrol money.
Hey, good on you. Thank you very much.
You legend.
Hey, we'll have a beer and be able to drive to the pub for it.
Legend, thank you.
Champion.
What everybody knows about Australia is that you've got all those creatures that are trying to kill you constantly. What sort of dangerous wildlife do you come across in beekeeping?
Oh, well, not that was really dangerous. The other day when I was down playing with the ladies, Yeah, I was there, and there was a bloody big frill-neck lizard that scared the shit out of me in the pallets that I was cleaning up. It was like wrestling around, and I thought, holy shit! But it was only a lizard, so it was all good. But the interesting thing when you watch those videos about how dangerous Australia is, I've had a few guys come down here from, I think they're from Sweden. Anyway, they were from, I reckon, and they'd watched the video about all the shit that can kill you down here. And I had to remind them that there's a few thousand of us that aren't dead down here yet, so can't be all bad. But yeah, spiders are a bit dodgy. They can be a bit bloody ordinary.
Yeah, my wife hates spiders. We find a fair few around our house in the
brown
city.
snakes and black snakes, and
yeah, I see a lot of geckos lately.
Hell, there must be a few animals that'll. We haven't got any lions and tigers that can rip you apart like South Africa. So,
I guess maybe I don't know. I don't think it's that dangerous.
Well, we're still alive, so and I'm not real bright.
Speak for yourself.
I said I'm not real bright. I didn't throw you under the bus with me.
Jake says, good morning from East Coast, USA. My son wanted to get up early so he can ask as many hives. How many hives do you have in total? Awesome, Jake.
Yeah. Good morning,
guys.
Good morning, Jake. How are you going? What do we call getting up early? Well done.
How many hives?
Champion effort.
I
reckon we're about 97. I reckon we've worked out because we've had.
Do you know what time it is? Sorry, before we go. Do you know what time it is in LA? Or like in...
It's 4 in the morning.
4 in the morning. Nearly 4
Bloody
in the morning.
Bloody hell, lad. Good on you.
You and your ladder are champions. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Are you old enough to have a coffee? Because you might need one, I reckon, if you're up that early.
And funny enough, you're looking at something from the future because it's 10:20 in the nighttime the same day, if that makes sense. It's 10:20 p.m. here in Australia, so it's in the future.
Now, there's an interesting point. Are we in the future or are we just in the now everywhere?
We're all in the now everywhere, but it's funnier when you
I like it the way you think that we're in the future. We're in their future. So they would actually be able to predict our past.
Cyril gave us $20 Australian, I think the equivalent to. You got beer and petrol money already. Just make sure you don't get drink and drive. Thanks, dude.
No drinking and driving going on.
Legend. All right, where are we up to?
I have no idea.
Cool.
You're all champions for tuning in.
Down on the farm, wants to know what camera do I use? I use a Canon 5D Mark II. I should upgrade, but yeah,
we're working on it.
We're working on it, but yeah, the camera is important, but I think actually audio is the most important, especially if you're talking. So get a good mountable camera, like whatever camera you're using, get a microphone that plugs into whatever the microphone input is for your camera, because the onboard camera microphone is never going to be really good. So if you want, I think people assume that video has to be the best quality, but really sound is as important, or if nearly more important, especially for YouTube videos. So,
and don't let your star sing, apparently. Especially if you can't sing, but
just copyrighted shit.
Anyway, copyrighted.
Anyway.
No Beatles songs, apparently.
Daniela, I'm planning on starting a bee project in Portugal. How many hives should I start off with as I'm a new bee business?
How much time have you got, my sweet? I would suggest you get yourself somewhere between 2 and 5 hives just to start off with, so as that you know whether you like it or not. And then make sure when you get your first, I don't know, somewhere between 5 and 10 stings, that you don't have some deadly reaction. Because what happens with beekeeping, you get a few bee stings, and you can go one way or the other. Sometimes you can get more allergic, or hopefully you get less allergic. But so yeah, just make sure you enjoy it, and yeah, right. Don't go out and get bloody 100 of the full things and then find out you don't like it, because that's a bit crazy. But yeah, just get yourself I'd say 2 to 5 for the first season, and just see how it goes.
I skipped ahead just for the sake of it, but Jake, who's from the East Coast in America, says, oh, it's 6:30 there. So, okay, so there must be a central time. His son was the one with the bee shirt from Christmas.
Oh, well done.
Awesome.
I love that shot.
Thank you so much for sending that through. That was amazing.
Brilliant.
Yeah, it made my day when I saw that.
Very chuffed.
Craig wants to know, where do you get the music you play from? The YouTube library. They have thousands of royalty-free music, and I just search through that, usually country music, inspirational categories. But yeah, so that's where a lot of I think anybody can access that if you've got a YouTube account. But if you go to the YouTube studio, like when you go to where your analytics is, there should be a create button down the bottom. Click on that, and it should have the library for audio. So Mike says red gum is still not out yet. Not much around the 2 sites I have.
Yeah.
There's not much going on. What type? He also asked, what type of queens do you prefer? Italians, that C word one, or the Russians?
Yeah, there's a bloody good question. I think for the most part, I'm kind of tipping towards the Italians, really, ultimately. But I can't pronounce it properly, but the ones with the C, the Croatians, which is say basically Russian descent, they're not bad. It just depends what your weather conditions are. So they seem to be fairly clean, but they are, I don't know, they seem just a little bit more toey, and they do have a little bit more populace collecting, like they like clicking up all the gaps and shit.
That word.
I'm a shocker with that.
Carl, you can, if you go to the Bush Bee Company page, there's a tab for merchandise, and that's where you can pick up T-shirts or anything like that. Because, sorry, we can't send honey to WA. It's just the laws.
It's kind of crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know. We can send it around the world, but not to WA. So I don't know how that works. But
Flinders Honeycomb wants to know: do you prefer 8 or 10 frame hives?
Personally, I'm a 10 frame fan. I've got some 8s, as you would have seen if you're watching the show. But yeah, I reckon the 10s are the go. I just think if you're going to have a single brood box, I just like the 10s because I think you've got just that little bit more honey storage. You've got basically they'll store the outside 2 frames as honey, and then the middle 8 will be basically breeding comb. So I just think it gives them a little bit more reserve. That's just me. But, the 8s are cool and they're lighter in that respect.
Pete wants to know: do all your hives get migrated, or some permanently located, like at Buzz Hill, for example?
Well, that was the original plan. They were meant to not have to move, but the rules got changed because it bloody didn't rain. We'd had I don't know what, several seasons where we hadn't had to move them, and then this year, or last year, and then this year, all of winter, it didn't even bloody rain. So yeah, no, it would be cool if we didn't have to migrate, but that's just ended up that way because they were going backwards and they needed to go. So it's like, they need to eat like every other creature on the planet.
Dan says, I don't think there's any danger of YouTube copy striking the stream from Mark singing. Yep.
Yeah, thank you. That's what I say.
So shit.
Yes, absolutely shit. That's what I often say. I said, who the hell is Paul McCartney going to ring me up and go, you've just stolen Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Heart? He wouldn't even bloody know I was
YouTube actually has a program, like a computer program that picks up on music now. Automatic. Anyway.
Well, they wouldn't pick me up, would they?
Paul said he had a redback under his hive.
Oh, that's not good. I've done that before, yes. Yeah, that's a bit scary.
Oh, yeah, Jake. Actually, I was wrong. Apparently, Happy Birthday is now public domain in the US.
Hey, well done. Happy birthday to
so, I don't know what it is in Australia, but I'm pretty sure we're fine.
Mr. Paranoid. He just doesn't
Mr. Paranoid. You want it?
Yeah, he keeps me safe.
Gets it demonetized. It'd be great.
Was that how it worked?
Yes.
Well, that's pretty crazy. What, for singing a shit song?
Yeah, because it's copyrighted, Dad. That's how copyright works.
What? So they demonetize you, not just send you a naughty letter?
No, they demonetize the video. Anyway, we'll talk about this later. I've explained this a couple of times. Christian says, hi, guys. Carl says, can you please give a shout-out to my 5-month-old daughter, Lily? She's your youngest and biggest fan.
Hey, Lily, how are you, sweetheart? Good to see you.
Christian's asking, how are we? Yeah, good. We had a very hot day here.
It has been a little bit. It has been a little bit warm.
Yeah. Jacqueline, great video, guys. You mentioned disease before. Sure hope it's not AFB. Have gotten rid of 5 hives to it. Yeah, check out Thursday's episode.
Things are grim in that department, but we've got off. Well, we did.
We got really off really lightly, but Thursday's episode kind of covers it. Yeah. Heads up, viewer discretion.
Yes, our first video with viewer discretion.
Not super positive. It's not really positive at all, but it's what needs to be done. It's the law, and I strongly felt that it needed to be shown and explained because I think
everybody seems to try to pretend it wasn't them, it didn't happen to them.
But so I think it's important for awareness. So it's Thursday's episode. So it's a long one, but it's
So you're not alone, my dear. You're not alone with that. It's a pain in the ass, but you're not alone.
Alice said, we don't have lions or tigers, but we do have a bloody panda in the Adelaide Zoo. That's very true.
We do have a panda, but he's behind bars or a big puddle.
Mike says, "How do you think of?" Good question. How do you think a styrofoam box will go if a fire goes through the mallee?
Badly.
Yeah.
Actually, I was thinking about that the other day. If fire and 20 of hives went up in smoke and bloody, would the EPA turn up as well? Never mind the rest of the excitement. Would they get all bloody stressed out about the fact you're polluting the planet as well?
Possibly.
They probably would, I think.
Do you think the map of the world is upside down? No, the map that we have is the same way up as everybody else. But I actually, something really curious that I've read about was in a like southern hemisphere. When you look up at the moon, if you go say where we see the moon here in Australia, in some southern hemisphere, if you travel to England or North America and look at the moon's actually technically upside down to what you're used to.
Yeah.
Yeah, so somebody posted, I think it was on Reddit, somebody posted that I've just moved to the northern hemisphere, the moon looks strange, and then somebody explained that when you're on the top northern part of the globe,
it's up the other way.
It's up the other way.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
On the moon, if we're going to have that discussion, did you know that the moon only shows the one side to us? So it actually, you never ever see the... So the whole Pink Floyd song, which freaked me out, of the dark side of the moon, we don't actually get to see it.
The Chinese just landed a probe on that side of the moon. So, yeah, interesting to see what they come back with.
Probably come back with chop suey.
Jesus Christ. Do you think the...
Was that too much?
That was a terrible joke. Hey, everybody wanted his fucking joke. There you got it. Alice says, the other week I got drone done 100 times, ended up with bees in my suit. Yeah, same. Last week, the elastic around my ankles is buggered, and we were doing hive inspections on the hill ones. I got stung like 7 or 8 times, and then they went up my pants and stung me on both knees, and yeah.
He happened to get the 2 that were really psycho.
And I ended up looking like I ended up having cankles, so
yes,
it wasn't fun.
He was a swollen little man.
Tristan says it's 12 here. In England, it's like 11:45. Cool.
Well, good for you for staying up.
Mad Moo, hey, you're not too late.
You're back.
Good to see you. How many times a day do you get stung? Are you able to use it? Are you able to use it? What's the best way to treat it?
Oh, man. Well, I can tell you a weird-ass thing if you actually want to get awkward. If you're no good in a bee suit, and if you're beekeeping, it's not much chop. But if you just get the one bee sting that you're not used to getting, if you put a bit of pee on it, that'll stop it stinging. I don't know how you actually get the pee on it.
Do you have to use somebody else's pee for it to really be effective?
No, it's much more effective if it's your own pee.
Oh, yeah.
So just dribble on your finger and rub it on your bee sting.
I understand if you're a bloke and you're peeing on your arm or your leg, how do you pee on your torso? Do you have to lay on your back?
No, you put it on your finger and you rub it on the spot.
Oh, okay, I totally
transfer it. Or you could get a little shot glass and get excited about it. Anyway, that's just an old wise tale. And it does work, because I used to do it as a kid, but I've done it since I've been beekeeping, because you get that many stings, you just give up.
Down on the farm, I'm 15 years old.
In trouble.
No, you're not in trouble. Sorry, down on the farm. I'm 15 years old and I just started my beekeeping business. I just sold my first honey. Congratulations.
Well done.
And he wants to know, do we have any advice for him?
Well, my first piece of advice is, being 15, you're bloody got
entrepreneur,
and you've got the world in your hand already, because people are going to be interested in helping you get started. So yeah, so I don't know, start with your family and friends and get them talking. Maybe your teachers, and hell, if you get really motivated and go to depends how much honey you got, and you go to your local stall. What do they call, farmers market thing, somewhere like that. Team up with someone that's got a stall, maybe, if you don't want to stand there all day. If you happen to have someone that you can, you can put your honey on their stall with them if they're, I don't know, selling biscuits or whatever they're doing.
Or rope a parent in.
Yeah. Oh, rope a parent in. Yeah, that's the usual good idea when you're 15.
Alistair has a joke.
Ah.
What type of bees make milk?
Oh, I know this one. I can't remember. It was something to do with breasts.
Oh, God, moving on. Do you have any...
Something to do with breasts, isn't it?
Do you have any hives that you needed to recapture because they fled? Actually, the observation hive decided that it didn't have enough room to get out in and out of the door, so that buggered off, and that was on the live stream for the honeycomb competition. So anyway, we're going to modify the observation hive to have a bigger opening, and we'll do a video on that. So
we had that other one abscond that we were trying to catch that didn't like getting in the box.
Oh yeah, that's right. When it was swarming season,
yes. But I was watching a thing on that. That could be to do with the fact that we should have had the bottom board in so that they could feel the pheromones easier. But anyway, that's a whole other video.
Peter asked, "Do you guys have a good lawyer?" I'm not sure what for.
Why do we need a good lawyer? Is that because we can't sing?
No. Oh, probably for your singing, mate.
Yeah.
Okay. I think you're right to show the AFB stuff. It's not all happy days, but what you do is it's not all happy days doing what you do, I bet. Yeah, I mean, it's not. And I think that's why Thursday's episode is important. I think that we needed to show it. We need to show what's involved in it. And it's the law, so you got to follow it. So
yeah. And it's your duty as a beekeeper to look after the whole industry, really. So and never mind if it's the law, I think it's just a good, well, it's a crap practice to dispose of the bees, but it's a good practice to control the disease. Yeah. If we possibly can.
Yeah. It's for the greater good. So
for greater good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sounds
like a politician.
Geez, it's already 5 past the hour, so we should wrap it up soon. Okay. Dan wants to know, are you still using the steam pour? That video of you using it was so satisfying. Yeah, that video has nearly got 400,000 views on it, which is crazy. Yeah. But yeah, we got a whole start to finish. A few people requested a start to finish, like honey collecting and extracting. So we got a video coming out next week for that. So
yeah, but the honey pour thing, I still really like it. I reckon it's awesome. I reckon it's a cool toy or implement or tool. Tool was the word I was looking for. So apparently they're a little bit hard to get hold of. So like.
Yeah, maybe we could.
Maybe we become reps for him or something.
Scott Xmas says you got a bloody awesome Aussie accent to you. Wish you had a podcast. Cheers, bloke.
Yeah. Yes, well, we're talking about the podcast. We're just arguing about what it's going to be about.
Top March says it took 3 months to watch all your videos, but I've really enjoyed them. First year bee sitter here. Good work.
Well
Thank
done.
you.
Good job.
Somebody from Korea. I can't pronounce your name, but do you have produced royal jelly and bee boxes?
Yes. Well, the royal jelly part of things, no, I haven't got to harvesting royal jelly just yet. It's a whole nother excitement. So if you're breeding queens, you can get a nice harvest of royal jelly, but no, I haven't got to that yet because that's almost another whole nother project, really. But hell, you never know. I might get around to it.
Yeah. All right. The last one more question, which is Samuel. He wants to know what the cooking show that I make is called.
Free to cook.
Free to cook. If you Google free to cook, there's YouTube free to cook. There's hundreds of video recipes on there. So please check it out. It's something I make. I've made a new one for a while. We've just been focusing on this show. So. But yeah, cool.
There's a wicked one for making brisket. That's probably my favourite one.
Yeah,
and bacon. The homemade bacon was
bacon's awesome. Cool. All right, guys. I think we should wrap it up.
We should.
But yeah, thank you for all the guys, everybody for tuning in, and
and thanks for you guys that helped buy us some fuel and a beer. That's awesome.
So cheers for that, and and please consider giving to our Patreon page. Everybody that watched our show gave $1. Like it would be a life-changing kind of thing for me and Dad. So it will help us to produce the show more. So even just a buck will make a big difference. So a buck in Australia is $1. Sorry.
Yeah. Or rope a few of your mates in to join up and subscribe and get on board. Yeah. That's just if you
can't afford it, that's cool. Just maybe share the show with your friends and family, and just get the word out there.
Yep.
So that makes a huge difference.
More the merrier. Let's all have a laugh together.
Yeah. Awesome. Thanks, guys. Thanks, everybody. We'll
thanks, Lily.
Next month.
See you soon.
Lily. And thanks, Jake's son, for
for getting up.
Oh, you guys are awesome. All right, guys. Cool. We'll see you guys in the next one.
Good night, good morning, and good afternoon.
Good evening, good night. If I don't see you, good morning, good evening, and good night.
Good night. Is that copyright?
No, I don't think dialogue from a movie's copyright.
Hopefully not.
Anyway, Truman Show's a good movie. You should watch it again. All right, see you guys.
See you, troops.
See ya.